Hello my viewers, welcome to Experience Abroad. So today I am very excited because I'm discussing a topic that most of you have been asking about. I've been receiving so many inboxes of people telling me to discuss how to apply for schools in Canada, and so I'm so excited to do this. I'm reaching you from the heart of Canada, Toronto City. This is the tallest building in Canada by the name CN Towers. It's a landmark, so anytime you visit Canada, this is one place to visit. If you're visiting for the first time, please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you're notified when I post the next video. So I want to thank all my viewers who are returning viewers, and you have been coming back every time to watch my videos. Thank you so much. So please let us get down to business. Welcome back my viewers. So before I discuss the steps on how to apply for school in Canada, I want to discuss the most important points to consider before applying for school in Canada. One of them is time. So you should have set up your mind, like what time do you want to start? Are you applying for winter semester? Winter semester starts in January. Are you applying for summer semester, which starts in May? Or do you want to start in September, which is fall semester? So you need to set up your mind on time. Number two, which is very, very important, is your budget. This one is one of the most important points to consider. How much money are you looking at? The good thing about studying in Canada is once you get a study visa to Canada, you are allowed to work for 20 hours per week as a student. So that helps you to sustain yourself or get something small. So that's an advantage. However, you need to plan. You need to plan about your budget in terms of everything that you need to apply for the tickets, to pay for the school fees. You know, that is very, very important. You need to know how you're going to figure that out. And something that have really been encouraging so many people, and that is why studying in Canada is very popular all over the world, is because Canada is one of the only countries that gives the international students a chance to work in Canada after they graduate, and if they get an employer who is willing to employ them, they are eligible to apply for permanent residence. So they can remain in Canada permanently if they qualify. So that's something very good. I know so many people have been asking for ways to relocate in Canada. They have been asking, what can I do, which way can I use, and I want to tell you that this is one of the best ways to relocate to Canada for those people who are planning or who dream of immigrating to Canada at some point. So it is very important for you to budget. It is very important to plan on time, to know exactly when you want to start your program. That is very, very important. So the other important thing is the course that you want to do. You have to be decided by the time you are coming to do your application. You have to have made up your mind. What do you want to do? What course? I know. Such a time, sometimes people can be so confused, and it's good to ask. It's good to research, and it's good even to listen to your heart. What interests you? What do you like doing? I know some people have done courses for maybe for money, maybe somebody told you this pays well, but I would advise you to do something that really interests your heart, because you don't want to wake up every morning to go to a job that you don't like, to go do something that you don't like doing. So I would really advise those who are going to apply to schools, either in Canada or wherever in the world, please try to do something that is your passion, that you're passionate about. That, because that will keep you going, that will take you places. So please don't do something just for money. Please consider what your heart likes. I know when I was applying to school, when I was planning to join school, I was so confused. It took me almost 1 year to make that decision. I was so confused. There are so many things I felt I liked. And one thing I want to say specifically, especially to us Africans and Kenyans who move abroad, we tend to listen more to those who have moved before us, and most of the time they will be telling us, do something in nursing that pays well, do something medical, something in medicine, and maybe that's not where your heart is. And some people have been so much frustrated by this kind of they have met themselves in this kind of situations. And please don't make that mistake. Don't do something because someone is telling you to do it or is telling you that it pays well. Please do what your heart desires. So I want to take my time just to take you step by step of how you are supposed to go about the application of schools in Canada. Something else I want you to consider is the cost of living. And I want you to know that cost of living abroad is not a joke. You need to be well prepared about this, because the cost of living away from the city is far much better compared to big cities. So when you're applying for school, you have to make sure that you are applying to a place that is not very expensive. Stay away from the big cities. I know most of us prefer the big cities, but that comes with very, very, very high costs. So please, if you cannot afford those high costs, please stay away from the big cities. For example, I live in one of the big cities in Canada, Toronto City. It has been ranked as the 6th most expensive city to live in the world. It comes after LA. So you have to make sure you consider applying for school away from the big cities, because you have to consider factors like a place to live, the cost of food. For example, in Toronto right now, a small size shared apartment costs about $1,000 and above. So that is how hectic and serious it is. So that you'll be looking at paying over 100,000 Kenya shillings per month in terms of rent, and that you have not included the school fees, you have not included the bus fare, you have not included something like the food. So you have to be very careful, because it is much, much cheaper away from the big cities. Yes, so that is very, very important point to think about. Before you do your application, it's also important to consider the location of the place where you're going to study, because sometimes you can apply to a school in a city that is so expensive to live. And even when it comes to school fees, most of the big cities charges more fees than the smaller cities, or the cities which are away, the schools which are away from the big cities. So please, when you're choosing your schools, I would advise you to consider that. Yeah, I know you can find all that information online. You can try to research a little bit. Just search for schools that are a little bit cheaper, schools that are away from the big cities. But if you can afford to join a school in a big city, well and good. There are very, very, very good schools in Canada. And also you need to consider if you are able to afford a college or a university. That is a very, very important point to think about, because one, if you join a local college, a college is going to pay, you're going to pay less compared to a university. For example, by saying college does not mean that you'll be doing lesser courses, or maybe if you wanted to come and do a bachelor's, for example, in nursing, you can still do it in a college, and you can still do the same in a university. So it depends on the courses or the programs that are available for each. But for those who don't have those big budgets, please, you can try starting at college level, and from there, once you have succeeded with that, then when you are already in Canada, you can proceed to the next step. Otherwise, colleges charge cheaper costs compared to the universities. For those maybe who are asking which are the best universities in Canada, there are so many of them. The University of Toronto is the best university in Canada, and it is the 28th best university in the world. So it's one of the very competitive universities. So that reminds me, when you are applying for these schools, you also have to consider the competitiveness, because you don't want to apply to a school and then every time they are telling you there is a wait list, you have to wait for 2 years to be considered, you have to wait for 6 months, so you have to apply to a school that is not very competitive if you don't want to if you want to join right away. So that's another very important point to consider, and I want to recommend to you, first, before applying to any school in Canada, do your research. You can find all the information that you need online. Make Google your friend. So make sure that you search for all the information, and when you feel now you are satisfied, you can start your application. So I want to go straight to the point and show you how to go about it from scratch. So as I said, applying for schools in Canada is very easy, and I'll hop into it right away. I'll take you through step by step, just to make sure that everybody understands how to go about it. I'm considering a situation where most of you do not know schools in Canada, and you're doing this for the first time, and you're wondering which schools to apply to. I'm just giving you an example. This might be maybe schools in Ontario where I live, and as I said, I live in one of the most expensive places in Canada, so I'm just using this as an example. I'm not saying this is where you should apply to your schools. So the starting point, or where I would start as a person who have never done this before, you are doing it for the first time, you don't know the specific schools that you want in Canada, the best thing to use is Google. Just you can try Googling to different provinces, or you can just write, for example, affordable colleges. For example, in Ontario is where Toronto is. Affordable colleges and universities in Alberta, that's another province. Affordable colleges and universities maybe in British Columbia. All this depends on where you want to go and where is most affordable for you. So I'll just try to Google some affordable colleges in Ontario for international students. Let's see what comes up. So this is what I get. So there's Addison. Let's see what is there. Yes, we have more here. Cheap universities in Toronto. Let's see what it is. So let's see. I can see 10 cheapest universities in Toronto for international students. So let's scroll down and see which ones they are. Just making sure that yes, right here. So the good thing is you can see even they're showing you the tuition you're looking at. There's Seneca. Let's see which more colleges are there. There's Oxford University, George Brown. There's so many schools. The Centennial College. I'll just pick one, not by any order, and so that I use it as an example to take you through. So I'll just click on admissions and see what happens. Wow, look at that. It takes you right at the website of the school. It takes you direct at the website of the school. And I want to say at this point that the best place to apply to school in Canada is at the website of the school, because that is the place where you get to see all the most important information. For example, in the school website, you find information like the requirements, the dates, the important dates. You get to know about the tuition, the fees, everything that you need. You'll be able to see that in the school website. So please make a note of that. The best place to apply for school is in the school's website. How do you get to know these schools? All you need to do is to Google the schools, Google the cheap schools. You can also Google the schools depending on the courses that you want. For example, you can Google which schools offers this and these courses in Canada or in this province, wherever. You can be specific. That will give you the information that you want. And that's why I said before applying to schools in Canada, you need also to have background information. Do your own research. Try to figure out where would I want to live in Canada. If you, for example, you go online and try to Google like the cheapest provinces in Canada, you will get to see them. And so from there, you can try to figure out where you want to do your applications. So let's see what is here. You see there is important admission dates. That was the first thing I talked to you about. And it's the first thing we see in the website, because these are very, very, very important. So, important admission dates. So, let's see what happens. It's very well explained for programs beginning summer 2021 that the offers are sent out by February 1st. So, the last date to apply, we've been given. Last date to register, when the classes begin. All the important information is there. Programs beginning in fall, we've been told when you should apply, when you should set out when the admissions are sent out. Programs beginning in winter 2022. The offers will be sent out as this time. You've been told the last date to apply is January 2022. When to register, all that information is there. So it is very, very important when you go to the school's website, make sure that you check the dates that are important. That is the date to apply. Let's see the most important part, like let's see the admissions, because that's what you're interested in. Admissions. International students, international education, tuition and fees. Okay, I think something else I need to check is the programs. The programs available for full-time students. The programs available for full-time students. So from here, you can put in maybe whatever course is important to you, and I'll try to search for a program in law. Just saying, that's not a field that I would handle myself. Law, let's see if they have that program. So if the school have that program, you shall see what is relevant. So they have law clerk, police foundation, office administration, insurance management, paralegal. All these, you can do any of these courses here. All these are courses. So we can maybe try to see the requirements of one of them. Let's do paralegal. Okay, so let's go to, so this is paralegal program. So all the information is there. The program is 1 year, and that 1 year have 3 semesters. It gives you a graduate certificate. All the information, even the email, the college information is there. Is it available for both domestic or international students? Yes. We are told that for September 2021, it's available for both international and domestic students. And that is very, very important point to consider, because sometimes people go to the school website, you look at the information, and you are not sure if that information you are looking at is whether it is for domestic students or it is for international students. And sometimes you may end up with the wrong figures, especially for school fees, if you looked in the section of the domestic students. So you have to be very careful to make sure that you are getting the information for international students. So this course is available for international students for September 2021 and even for January 2021. So let's see the program overview. So you have to read through what is required, and you can see here, if you have a question, you can even ask them. You can ask a quick question to them. Let's see what is in the courses. All the information about the course is here. First semester, what you're going to do in first semester. In second semester, you just need to check that. I want us to see what are the requirements for this particular, and they have even told you the areas you can work, the areas of employment if you studied this course. You can work in law firms, municipal prosecutors, contract reviewers, so many places that you can work. So here are the admission requirements. So what do you need to have for this course? You can see academic requirements and also there are additional requirements. So for academic requirements for this course, you need a degree or a 2-year diploma, college diploma in any discipline. So it doesn't matter what you studied. If you studied a diploma in teaching, you can still qualify for this course. So I don't want to go to the details. So all the details are there. I'm just giving an example of what to check in the school website. Additional requirements, for example, English language proficiency. You have to prove that you studied in English. So if you have a bachelor's degree or you have a diploma, you have to get a letter from your school either saying that whatever courses you did, you studied in English, or you have to take test. For example, there is the TOEFL test. You can do, if you have done that test in the past and it's not, it has not stayed for more than 2 years, I think that is acceptable. They will tell you if they are going to accept that, but you need to prove that you are proficient in English, because that will be the language of communication in college. So how to apply? You see, there are instructions for domestic students. So this does not concern you. So you have to check for information for international students. So for international students, you are told to apply directly to Centennial College, and so you should click there. Let's click and see where it takes us. How to apply. That's where it takes us. So it takes us to the admission steps. So number 1, you choose the program. We have looked at the program that you want to apply. Number 2, complete our Centennial College online application form. So you have to click on the form and you fill that form. So click on the form. Number 3, submit the application form and create a PIN. A PIN is a personal identification number. So after you have filled in the form, then you have to create a PIN and submit your application form. Number 4, proceed to fill out the remaining sections of your application and click complete. So here now we are doing the application. Number 5, email scanned copies of your required applications documents to admission. You have been given that number, that email where you can send your emailed, your scanned copies. So it's not a complicated process. It's not a complicated process. And there is a cross there for people from India. There is a specific place where they should send, but all others should send in that interlab at centennialcollege.ca. That's where you should send your scanned copies of your transcripts. Number 6, contact your regional admissions team member to check your application status. So once you do all this application, they will give you a student number, name, and the name you filled in and your date of birth in your email. So that one, you shall use them to contact the regional admissions team member. All you need to do is to click on the team admissions team member and it will take you to the regional team member for international students. They'll give you the contact information, the emails, so that the person, after you do your application, then after some time you should be contacting that person just to know where your application is at, just to make sure you are not in the dark. You know what is happening, what to expect, Yes, the timelines and things like that. Number 7, if you meet the admission requirements, you will receive an acceptance package. In order to secure a seat in your program, pay your registration deposit and tuition fees by the deadlines indicated on your offer. Few payment options. So they're saying that once you succeed and they're giving you an offer, you have to pay your registration deposit by the deadline indicated in your letter. Make sure that you do this. Soon I'll be doing another video on how to apply for the visa now, the study visa. What are the requirements? How to make sure that you don't get declined for a visa. I'm going to discuss that in details. But for this, it's also a requirement you need to meet for the college. Make sure that once you're given an offer, you're able to meet the requirements of the college or the university. Apply for a study permit visa. That is the next point. So that is what I was talking about. Just talked about that. You have to do it in the embassy that is near you. Number 9, notify your admissions team if your study permit application is approved. Immediately you get your visa, which is your study permit, which helps you get your study permit. Then you have to notify them that you're on the way coming, that it has been approved. And the last one is congratulations. So you plan to complete your registration in person upon arrival. So when you arrive, you have to go to school and complete your application. And most of the schools, by the way, especially in Canada, because they know that most of the people don't know anyone in Canada, they make plans even for you in the airport. They send somebody to meet you just to make sure that you don't get lost. You make sure that someone is guiding you, someone is telling you what to do, so you don't have to worry about that. So I think that's all we need to know. And one more thing that I need to mention is you need to pay for your admission. Not admission. You need to pay for your application fee. Most universities and colleges charge between $150 to $200. So you have to make sure you have that money by the time you be doing your application. And as I said, different colleges have different requirements. So you have to make sure that you're checking your specific college information from their website. So that is all about school applications in Canada. As I said, each university have its own way of application, so it's not something uniform that you can do for all schools. So each school have its own system of application. So it depends on where you want to apply. And I want to say that Canada is a very, very big country. It has so many provinces. So you also have to consider which province that you want to apply to. So to sum it up, so I would like to tell you that don't fear. You have all the information you need. Go ahead and do the application. And I wish you nothing but the best. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you're notified when I post the next video. So until another time, God bless.